Welcome everyone to another Community Starcraft event brought to you by Logan. This game is of course another game for the SC24Life Silver and Bronze League tournament. This is another game from the first round of the losers bracket. We have in the bottom left hand corner of Xel'Naga Caverns, we have the red Terran player Shadyr, who he actually usually plays as Protoss. However, his opponent in the top right hand corner of the map, the blue Terran Jasher, is actually still playing on a starter edition count, which, as you know, has now been changed from Wings of Liberty to Heart of the Swarm, and because it's content limited, apparently only Shadyr can only play Terran as well. And because he's an exceedingly manner player with the GLHF and all that good jazz, he decided to play with his off race against Jasher in this particular game. So it'll be interesting to see now this time that the players know it's Heart of the Swarm, if we see any Heart of the Swarm units or tactics coming up. But as it's a TVT, generally you do see a lot of tank, a lot of Viking, and a lot of potential early game aggression as well. Those of you that have been watching the tournament, you'll know that Jasher, his first game was against Mouse. It was a very long TVT. It was about 40 minutes of actual time, so just about an hour of in-game time. And it ended with lots of nukes. It's not oftentimes that you get lots of nukes. And Jasher pulling off a worker here, going to chase down Shadyr and that early scout and allow that worker here to get out of the out of the base. And he's actually going to chase him all the way back home, I think. Check it out. Oh, he does pull him back. Shadyr with the supply depot at the front, then pulling back the barracks a little bit farther back. And a pretty early gas. Not terribly early, but it's early for a double gas. So something with a lot of gas. Remember, this is Heart of the Swarm. We could see a lot of Reapers, perhaps. We could see some maybe early bio with a lot of upgrades. So generally, if you're going to see something like a 1-1-1, you would have seen the gas go down a lot earlier, but only one of them, because they only need 100 gas for a factory. And then after that, you would use the same. You get enough gas for a single starport as well, with just one geyser, and then you can throw down another one as well. However, with all three loaded up in gas, he's definitely doing something tech-related. It'll be interesting to see. Another barracks going down for Jasher. With 2 racks, he is rallying to the front. Good idea. You can take pot shots at all the units that come this way. And give you a little bit larger field of vision. We do have one Marine here standing guard ever so bravely, and it looks like here we go with Reapers, because remember, in Heart of the Swarm, you don't need a tech lab to produce Reapers anymore, and you can actually produce them out of a reactor. So this could be quite tricky. It looks like he's going to just be going for mass Reaper. Remember, Reapers cost quite a bit of gas. Not too many minerals. So actually, a very popular opening in Wings of Liberty at the very beginning, actually, the first Intel Extreme Masters tournament with Idra versus Morrow. He did every single game, except for one, of the best of 5 or best of 7 series. He opened 5 racks Reaper. And because they're so gas heavy, and they take a relatively long time to build, it's like 45 seconds instead of 30 for a Marine, or 25 for a Marine. You accumulate a lot of minerals because you're usually gas blocked, so you can actually expand out of a 5 racks Reaper build. He is now going with a factory. He's not going to be sticking with Reapers for forever. However, 2 reactors. Is this going to be a third? I'd love to see a third, although it'll probably be a tech lab. With all this gas, he's probably going to get upgrades. Yeah, doing something else, leaving that option open for later. We do have a factory going down for Jasher as well, and a reactor going down as well. The army size, I'm looking at APM for this whole time, the army size is in Jasher's favor at this point in time, actually. It'll be interesting to see how he handles himself against the potential extremely large number of Reapers, because remember, Reapers can jump up and down cliffs, and now in Heart of the Swarm, they don't have their super awesome light unit attack. They also don't have their super awesome building attack, but they have this super awesome, they come with free speed, they can be built earlier, and they heal themselves. So while they're still a little bit fragile, they are more useful in the long run, with their health regenerating quickly after a few moments out of combat. Jasher is a little bit supply blocked with 27 of 27 siege tank. He'd love to build. Everyone inside is just waiting to put that thing together. Sadly, no one's signed off on it yet. They don't have any place for the spare parts in the supply depot. So he still hasn't noticed that there's a supply block. There we do. He is producing a supply depot. He will be unsupply blocked here shortly. However, the army size is now in Shadyr's favor, and the worker count is also in Shadyr's favor. There's a starport going down. No tech lab on here, so he's sticking with really basic units. I just love seeing the trail of fire. You don't see Mass Reaper frequent enough. I wonder which side he's going to come in on. Obviously right here. Jasher has no idea that this is coming. Where did they go? He has no idea that this is here. I'd love to see him just jump in, because as soon as the siege tank here, siege tanks do really well against Reapers. They don't take extra damage. Of course, they don't in Heartless Swarm anyway. Now they come in. They're going to start taking some pot shots. Take out that tank. There you go. One Reaper lost so far. Remember, they will heal up if you can get out of the way of combat for long enough. Those single Marines, he's actually just going straight for economy. He's ignoring completely the Marines. The Reapers get taking damage, however, with no workers left almost. There's only a few workers, 5 workers left. All of them are going to be taken down. The army of Jasher simply not reacting quickly enough. And the Reapers here shouldn't have been able to get this much done. There's a siege tank. If he does siege this down, ooh, a little bit of a misclick. Target firing a Marine. Now, Marauders are pretty good against Reapers. However, not even going to take out one because of the healing. These are now going to be full health again. If he pulls this siege tank back and sieges it, they'll do devastating damage to the Reapers, but there's really nothing else to do at this point. There are 2 workers left, 26, and the APM from Shadyr and the multitasking simply outmatching that of his opponents. Now remember, these buildings can fly. These Marines bravely going to sacrifice their lives. However, simply not enough of them to take them out, and these units will simply regain their health. Wait for it. There it goes. It's like a built-in medevac. Isn't that wonderful? Now another army. Shadyr has been macroing pretty hard behind this. The army value of 1900 to 200. This should go pretty one-sided. Is it good opening, actually, from Jasher? He had his build much more figured out than he did in the first game. However, he clearly was not expecting Reapers in the back of his base so quickly. He was just getting set up for the front of his base. If he'd had that first tank sieged, it would have repelled a lot more of these units. This is one of the things I was talking about before. If you have vision on the high ground, you can actually get a great surround on things in Xel'Naga Caverns because of this really wide area. All these Logan units get a nice concave. Oh, there's an SCV in there as well. Who knew? At this point, not entirely sure what Jasher has available to him, and it looks like Shadyr will be able to move on in the tournament. Now, this is his second win in the losers bracket, so he's continuing onward. He was taken out by what turns out to be one of the big dogs of the tournament, King Itchy in PvP, right at the very beginning, the first game of the first round of the tournament, and it looks like he's really wanting to prove himself as a capable player, and he's continued on. This is now his, I think this is his 3rd game, whereas Jasher's only played, this is only a 2nd. However, Jasher will now go down and out of the tournament, I believe. So, good games. Very exciting. Just waiting for this one to wrap up. Looks like Shadyr back home. Supply depots. They're such a problem. I hate supply depots. He is now just chasing down all of these buildings. They'll both go down, and Jasher will be gone from the game as of right now. So good game, Shadyr. Way to go. Way to macro. Take your opponent by surprise. And good job, Jasher, making it this far. And we hope that you continue to enjoy the rest of these games being played, because remember, Starcraft is for fun, and everyone's enjoying themselves here. Just look forward to the rest of the games from this tournament here.